My name is Wade MacVicar, and I am a photographer. Photography for me is an escape. It's a way of shutting my brain off to my other business, to my problems, to my worries. It is therapy. You have to be present when you're doing street photography. You have to be aware. You have to be looking around, because if you're not and you're caught up in your head and you're worrying about the bills or your fight with your spouse or whatever, you're gonna miss that moment that would have made a great photograph. And you can't do that. It is about two basic things. It's about capturing the moment or creating the moment, and there's elements of both within each discipline of photography. If you're shooting portraits, then there's going to be elements of you creating the moment where you're posing or giving feedback or something to that effect. There's also going to be elements where you have to capture the moment organically, where the family just bursts out into laughter, and that's a moment you want to capture because it's genuine, it's not contrived. Right now, what interests me the most is street photography. And I think it interests me the most because of the therapeutic effect it has on me, but also because it's not dependent on the equipment you have. It's the lowest barrier to entry when it comes to photography. You can do it with a cell phone. It's very accessible to everybody. Any picture you've seen of mine has been taken on an entry-level Canon DSLR and the kit lens. There's a handful that I have that have been done on a 50mm 1.8, but besides that, you don't need fancy equipment to do street photography, and that's one of the reasons I like it so much. Anytime I learn a new skill, I search for the godfathers, like who created it. So I pretty quickly got introduced to the work of Robert Frank and Henry Cartier-Bresson. And then from there, I learned about John Free, I learned about Jack Simon, I learned about a number of different influential street photographers. I'll look at a picture of Bresson or John Free, and I'll say I want an image like that. And it gives me inspiration to look for it. And I think the more times I see pictures like that, the more my eye gets trained to see new things. Like the other day I went out only looking for reflections in puddles. And then the day after that I went out with the intention of creating a silhouette down an alleyway. Sometimes I go out with an idea of what I want to capture. Other times it's just what pops up. My dogs are my favorite subject to shoot just because their behavior is so erratic. My kid's the same way. My 3-year-old son, he is super erratic with his motions. He never sits still too long, so it's a challenge for me, and it's practice for me to photograph him and get those really great shots, because they're literally only going to last for 1/500th of a second. If you're not ready for it, you're going to miss it. I do this for me first and foremost. Right now I'm just enjoying the ride. It's just fun. And if it turns into a profession, if people want to hire me, then great. And if not, great. If people want to buy my prints, awesome. If they don't, awesome.